treasure we found in the deep roads made us a fortune. The champion moved up in the world. Literally. Bought a mansion in Hightown. Everyone knew who she was now. Even the Viscount was taking notice. The Grey Wardens left Kirkwall. It was months before we learned Bethany survived. 3 years later, the Qunari still hadn't left. The Qunari insisted they were waiting for their ship. But some of us knew better.
The compound was not meant to be permanent. There are concerns the Qunari influence is no longer contained.
Was it ever? Kirkwall has tension enough between Templar and Mage. But these Qunari, they sit like gargoyles waiting for Maker knows what, and everyone goes mad around them. Nearly 4 years I've stood between fanatics. And now, this.
Don't keep us in suspense.
Leave us. Meredith at my throat, Orsino at my heels, and a city scared of heretical giants. Balance has held because the Qunari ask for nothing. Even the space in Lowtown was a gift to contain them. But now, the Arishok has requested you. By name. What did you do?
Well, I get around.
I can't help it if I make an impression.
Apparently not. I remember how you helped my son. It seems you are meant to have influence above your station. Speak to the Arishok. Give him what he needs to keep the peace. Can you do that for Kirkwall, Sirrah Hawke?
What do you think the Arishok wants?
Any idea what I can expect?
None. Honestly, I don't think I've heard 2 direct words from the Arishok. Other than his rather deliberate phrasing of begone. If you think his asking me to notify you of this is strange, well, you would be right.
Do you fear war, then?
The Qunari usually arrive as conquerors. Odd that this has gone on so long.
Very, and I have no interest in antagonizing them. That is partially why I suffer being a messenger today. A treaty exists, and it has been honored. Although...
You have doubts?
They claim they're waiting for a second ship. But it has been 3 years. They want something else.
So who is against the Qunari?
I've seen hate for them, but I haven't heard anything major in years.
Zealots are bravest where their lies can't be argued. Behind closed doors. Chantry leaders see Qunari beliefs as a challenge, not an attack. But the message gets muddled among casual adherents. I'm certainly not equipped to argue the fine points of faith.
Alright, I'll help.
I'm always willing to assist.
Well, that is an attitude this city has lacked for a long time. Appease the Arishok. Take his demand and let him return to dormancy. As awkward as this has been, it is better than the alternative. Maker. What a mess.
We'll need to give them answers by tomorrow, Captain.
I'll have them. Dismissed.
The Seneschal was particularly vocal.
Dismissed. You'd think the captain of the guard could requisition a Templar or 2, but no, that would be demeaning. Can't have them working for the people when eternity needs a nanny.
I'm glad it's not my job.
That's why I remain unimportant. Less pressure.
As if the return of the Amels hasn't set Hightown on its ear.
As long as it's off its ass.
Sure, have your fun. But the coin you poured into Kirkwall tipped what balance there was.
Are you saying that my success is your headache?
I didn't realize I was making it worse by getting ahead.
I'm just harassing you. Although you are a bit like the center of a hurricane. You've changed fortunes for many people, not always for the better.
Well, you know Jevon left a mess.
After the last captain, you couldn't have expected this to be easy.
At least I had the guards on my side. Once they understood, they rallied. And those who didn't weren't fit to hold the crest. Stack friends against the enemies. I don't know if I came out ahead, but it's for the better.
You love it. Come
Grouse all
on.
you want. But the Aveline I know doesn't regret a second as captain.
They'd have to drag me out of here. And I'm sure some are lining up to try. You among them, I bet. Haven't had much time to follow you around. Not that I need to. I can trust that you at least try to do right. I'm with you if you need me, Hawke. Just say the word.
Oh.
There you are. I've been looking everywhere for you, Monsieur. If only you humans didn't all look the same.
Oh, another dwarf so varied.
We can't all be short and bearded like your people, Bowden.
Indeed. It's quite a shame, really. There's a gentleman waiting at the mansion. He insists on seeing you. He says his name is Dougal. Your mother thought it wise, I tell you, Monsieur.
Huh. And that's it.
You ran all this way just to tell me I had a visitor.
I didn't want to presume what you might find important, Monsieur. Before I go, may I simply say how grateful I am that you've allowed my boy to stay in your home. I said I would repay you for saving Sanders' life, and I shall serve you faithfully. It is good to know he is safe.
What's one more mouth anyway?
Let me guess. This was Mother's idea?
As you say, yes. I'll leave you to your business. Don't forget about your guest. Your mother claims he was eyeing the silverware.
You've settled in nicely.
It's just luck. And skill.
Indeed. Still, more coin never hurts, right? Say, if someone wanted to pass some work your way...
Well, everybody needs something.
So how can I be of service this time?
Someone's trying to be a guard, poorly.
Right.
Remember Emmerich, the Templar? He wants your help, and some sort of official sanction.
Official sanction?
For his investigation. He's convinced that every random murder in the past few years is connected, and he won't be quiet.
And you think he's wrong?
Seems like it should be easy to prove if there are bodies.
Kirkwall isn't the safest place. That doesn't mean everything terrible is related. There's no sense to that. Can't be.
Well, why not check it out?
You don't think it's worth investigating?
I have. He even convinced one of my lieutenants to raid the Dupuis mansion. Nothing there. You wouldn't believe how much ass I had to kiss after that. Bloody hobbyist constable. Why can't he spend his declining years building a boat or something?
Alright, I'll go over there and quiet him down.
Muzzle the geezer. Got it.
I would never say that. But if it leads somewhere genuine, I'll pick it up on your word. If he shuts up, that's good too. He's in the gallows. Thanks, Hawke. I appreciate it.
Anytime. Oh?
Why, hello again. Lovely home you have here. And may I say your mother makes for delightful company?
Well, we're friendly people.
Another visitor. We've moved up in the world, Mother.
Evidently so.
My apologies, Sirrah. Your daughter and I simply have a bit of business to conclude.
I'll leave you two alone then. Be careful.
Darling woman. A shame that she spends so much time here alone.
She's dangerous, you know.
She fills her days making poisons. And cake. Tell me you didn't try the cake.
Good thing I just had the tea then. Allow me to get right to the point. I know all this came from Deep Road's treasure. I know you repaid me, but I think I deserve a larger share of your fortune. Fair's fair, right?
Well, it's a little late for that, no?
Isn't this a conversation we should have had, say, 3 years ago?
What can I say? Things have gone poorly for me and I'm a bitter man. Give me another, 100 sovereigns and I'll go away. If you don't, I'll make things unpleasant. Simple enough, no?
Unpleasant how, exactly?
What do you mean by that?
Well, let's see. I think people would like to know just what happened to Bartrand, wouldn't they? I know he betrayed you, but nobody else does. Your partner disappears, and you end up rich.
Nobody cares about Bartrand.
There hasn't been a single question asked about that.
Yet. Questions could be asked. About you, about your red-headed friend in the city guard, about your sudden riches. Help me out, and my friends in the Carta will make sure the evidence I have never sees the light of day.
You're bluffing.
There's no evidence. There couldn't be.
Does it have to be real? I think it just has to raise enough questions. How much do you want your new friend, the Viscount, to know about your past? Not much, I'll wager.
Well, it's not going to happen, Dougal. You've gotten what you asked for. That's all I have to offer.
Let's see. Do I respond well to threats? I don't think I do.
Pity. Have it your way, Hawke. We'll be seeing each other again, I'm sure.
Oh? What's this?
Boom! Ah, there he goes again. How he makes these things, I'll never know.
Has he always been like this?
I've never seen another dwarf like him. Does this run in your family?
Not at all, but Sandal isn't really my son. I found him in the Deep Roads when I left Orzammar for good. Raised him as my own now. Isn't that right, my boy?
I like Bodan.
He's always been this way. Always collecting things and enchanting them. Strange, I suppose.
Well, why not look into it?
Have you ever thought of finding out more?
Well, I did. I brought him to the Circle of Magi about a year after we got to the surface. They called him a savant, but then they started giving him the eye like they were going to keep him, so we left. Not going back to those vultures. Sandal's happy as he is.
Some sort of dwarf magic, then.
Perhaps he'll be the first dwarven mage. Wouldn't that be interesting?
I don't know. The actual mages don't do enchanting, do they? Just the ones who had their magic taken away.
Tranquil.
Yes, them. Oh.
I like the doggy. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff.
It looks like they're having a nice chat. Maybe Sandal picked up some Mabari speak from our time at the Hero of Ferelden's camp.
Right. That's probably what it is.
Strange living here again. My childhood home. Now owned by my child. I do hope you've been upfront with me about really owning it. I don't want to be at the mercy of that wretched Dougal. It's nice to be here, though. To feel like an Amel again.
Oh, come now, Mother. Don't start putting on airs.
Just don't go all pompous on me, all right?
I promise. If there's one thing I learned in Ferelden, it's that good people can be born in a hut as easily as a palace. Honestly, after so many years as a peasant's wife, it feels strange to have nothing to do. But I can't spend the rest of my life mourning Bethany and Carver. They're gone, and I can't bring them back. I guess I just need to start picking you out a suitable husband.
I thought it would end here. That young lady, Hawke, she decimated Flint Company. No survivors. Yet, now that I know who sent them, it's harder to see their deaths as justice.
Death is never justice.
Hawke? We were just talking about you.
Oh, well, go on. Don't let me stop you.
Carry on. I love to eavesdrop.
I'd rather talk directly, if you don't mind. I've learned who hired Flint Company. The Harimanns, a noble family of Kirkwall. They were my parents' allies. It's hard to believe they betrayed us like this.
Harimann.
I think I've met Lord Harimann.
Lord Harimann used to be a good man, but he became rather strange in his dotage. He died some years back. His daughter took over the family, Lady Johanne Harimann. They say she's become quite reclusive of late.
I see. So, time for revenge?
This is why the cycle of violence never gets broken.
You jest, but that's the truth. Give this up, Sebastian. Dedicate yourself to the Chantry as you swore.
I must speak with Lady Harimann and find out what drove her to this madness. But I am the last of my line. I should not go alone and make myself a target.
Here we go again.
Why is everyone looking at me?
If this allows Sebastian to make peace, it is worth doing. You've taken on lesser causes.
Please. I have no one else to turn to. If you like, I can travel with you until you confront Lady Harimann. Otherwise, you can always find me here in the Chantry.
Alright.
Well, look who's here.
Oh?
Dougal.
It turns out we'll need to do this the hard way, Hawke.
Is that so?
How much money you owe me if I have to tear your mansion apart brick by brick?
You really think this is a good idea?
So you thought an ambush would get you what you want?
I considered going after your mother, but I prefer the direct approach. Boys, let's make this quick. I want to be in that mansion within the hour.
Oh, I'm sure it'll take less than that.
How about you?
If we kill them, we get their stuff.
I'd run if I were you. Afraid yet? I'd run if I were you.
Making the world one place, one enemy at a time.
So it has ended.
So the Seneschal's tax collector won't be coming around again like you asked. Funny story.
I'll pass, but thank you for the help.
Spoil sport. Why you want to squat up here in Hightown is beyond me.
I like the view.
So do I.
Three years. There's still no sign of Daenerys. I'm beginning to wonder if he's finally given up.
Are you sure?
This is his mansion, isn't it? He must know you're here.
Would you be surprised to learn that it isn't, in fact, his mansion? It belongs to a Tevinter merchant, one who has evidently given up on the place. Perhaps he is dead. Perhaps Daenerys killed him. Either way, if Daenerys is aware of my presence, he has done nothing.
Are you disappointed?
Don't tell me you're going to miss all the attention.
Tell me, what do you do when you stop running?
Well, you build a life, surely.
You take a breath and look around. And start anew.
I don't know how. My first memory is receiving these markings. The lyrium being branded into my flesh. The agony wiped away everything. Whatever life I had before I became a slave, it's lost. I shouldn't trouble you with this. My problems are not yours.
You really don't remember?
You don't know who you were?
Fenris was the name Daenerys bestowed upon me, his little wolf. If I once had another name or a family, then they were taken from me. But again, this is not your concern.
It's alright. You're my teammate.
You help me, I help you.
I don't need your help. But enough. You have much to keep you busy, I'm certain.
It's like you haven't moved in 3 years. It's easier for people to find me this way. Do you remember the relic I told you about? The one I need to find?
Yes.
I've been following a lead. I'm so close I can taste it.
Really? Are you sure?
Isn't that what you said last time?
Oh, you mean when I went digging for that stash?
Yes.
Yes.
That turned out to contain several badly written poems and an old boot.
It could have contained the relic. I just thought I'd let you know that I may soon be taking you up on that offer of help.
Well, rats.
And here I was hoping you'd forgotten.
If I learn anything new, you'll be the first to hear about it.
Just tell me if you hear more rumblings from the coterie about protection. Blondie's got enough trouble. Let me ask you something, Hawke.
Yes?
You made it into Hightown. I'd expect anyone else to get complacent, but you must have plans.
Plans? Not really. I'm just taking care of my family.
No plans yet. I'm simply trying to look out for my mother.
After everything that happened with Bethany, that's probably good thinking. To be honest, I thought there might be a chance you'd want to go back to Ferelden now that things have calmed down. It's good to hear you're sticking around.
Well, I could never leave you, Varric.
What would I do without my trusty dwarf? I'd cry myself to sleep without you.
Oh, don't get all teary-eyed on me, Hawke. You know I can't stand to see a human cry. So, we've got a whole city-state full of trouble to get into. Shall we get started?
Yes, we shall.
Last bottle of the Egregio. I've been saving it for a special occasion.
And what's that?
The anniversary of my escape. Astia Vala Firmundis. Care to hear the story?
Sure.
Go ahead. Get it out of your system.
Let's see. You've heard of Saharan? The Imperium and the Qunari have fought over the island for centuries now. I was there with Daenerys during a Qunari attack. I managed to get him to a ship, but there was no room for a slave. I was left behind. I barely got out of the city alive.
Sounds like I had a fun time.
There's nothing like war for covering one's escape.
I had no intention of escaping. That time. There are rebels in the Saharan jungles called Fog Warriors. They found me and took me in, nursed me back to health. I stayed with them for a time, until Daenerys finally came for me.
Right. I can see where this is going.
He was relieved to see you'd survived, right?
Relieved to see his investment hadn't ended up in Qunari hands, perhaps. I'd grown fond of the rebels. They bowed to no master and fought for their freedom. It was beyond my experience. When Daenerys came, they refused to let him take me. He ordered me to kill them. So I did. I killed them all.
I suppose old habits die hard, eh?
Once a slave, always a slave.
It felt inevitable. My master had returned and this fantasy life was over. But once it was done, I looked down at their bodies. I felt I couldn't. I ran and never looked back.
Why'd you get away?
Didn't Daenerys stop you?
The rebels had wounded him. The soldiers he brought attempted to capture me, unsuccessfully. It was weeks before Daenerys was able to mount the hunt in earnest, but by then, I was already gone.
Well, why didn't you stay in Sahara?
Couldn't you have found other fog warriors? Become a rebel?
Even if I did, I felt unworthy. I had no way of knowing if I could truly escape from Daenerys then. I didn't even know what that meant. I simply had to get away. I stowed aboard a ship to the mainland and moved south, chased by my former master every step of the way.
Did you regret killing them?
How well did you know these fog warriors?
I knew them only a few months, but in that time, I felt as if I truly lived. They were bold, strong, free with their affections. I was in awe of them and owed them everything. And I turned on them even so.
Well, that was a good story, wasn't it?
Gripping stuff. You should write it down.
You think they teach slaves how to write?
Perhaps, I don't know.
I've never spoken about what happened to anyone. I've never wanted to. You and I don't always agree, but...
But you're drunk.
Too much wine will make anyone chatty.
Let's just say you've earned my respect. A last toast, then. To the fallen.
Indeed.
And that will, stop the itch.
Yes. Though I would stay away from women you meet in the port. Pirates tend to dock in unsavory places.
I heard that.
Just use the salve if it comes back.
Excuse me.
Things just keep getting worse. I had Templars practically on my doorstep the other night.
Were they after you?
The Templars are hunting you.
Not me specifically. They were just checking the refugee camps. But it's not like this place is a secret. It's only a matter of time.
Sounds like you need a safer place, Sanders.
Don't tell me these things. I might have to lock you up to keep them off you.
Sweetheart, I'm not letting anyone lock me up. You included. The Knight Commander is out of control. Even her own people have been talking about it. The curfews, the midnight raids on mages' families. Everyone I know forced into hiding so they won't be made tranquil.
I'm betting that Justice is just loving it.
Justice must not know where to turn first.
In the Fade, there is no time. Emotion rules everything. Justice doesn't know how to sit idle until the right moment to strike. And I can't say I have any greater patience. I fear what my anger has made of my friend.
It'll be fine, Anders. Don't worry.
What's the worst that can happen? You turn into an abomination and start...
Oh.
Never mind. Bad joke.
My control is fraying. I cannot hold back Justice, or whatever creature he has become, much longer. I have not attacked the Templars openly. I've helped the mages here as best I can, but this impasse cannot last. Just being with me puts you at risk. The Knight Commander has declared supporting apostates a hanging offense. The thought of them hurting you, everything I've done to control this. I don't care. I would drown us in blood to keep you safe.
Oh, well, isn't that so romantic?
You don't think we should start with flowers? Jewelry?
If that's the man you're looking for, you're in the wrong place. There will be more violence. I know that. If you tie yourself to me, I'll only hurt you.
Yes, yes, promises, promises.
You keep saying that. You haven't yet.
You could have a normal life. You don't want to be with an apostate. Don't tempt me. Not unless you're ready for what that means.
That's strange. The door's wide open, and not a single guard posted. This is not the Lady Harimann I remember.
More! You lazy son of a bitch! What's taking so long?
Flora?
Why does no one in this house care what I want? More wine, or I swear I will drown you in the dregs.
She doesn't even see us. This is no normal wine.
More logs. It must be molten. You, more coins. I want every scrap of gold in this house.
Please, monsieur!
There's nothing to fear. You'll be beautiful. Pour it over her.
Don't! You'll kill her! He can't hear me.
Perhaps I should be the one.
We must end this madness.
Indeed.
Lower. Lower.
I beg your pardon, Hawke. I did not mean to expose you to such things.
No. The feather. Use the feather. Where have you been all my life? Today, I am more than a man. Come, felicitate me.
He has no idea we're here. I've known Ruxton Harimann my whole life. He's a complete prude.
Where's your brother? Let's ask him to join us.
Oh.
Turn back. There is nothing here for you.
Oh. So now you see us.
Odd. When we watched you being a drunken ass, you ignored us completely.
You shall not enter.
Oh. Oh. I think I see now.
Let us see.
Need to rest.
Need it.
Must finish this. One less to worry about.
Andraste, forgive me! Demons, temptresses. We must see what greater evil they were protecting. A ruin, so close to Hightown. I remember no such thing. In the shadows.
Oh. Oh dear.
I'll deal with this. Go down.
Score one for our hero.
Alright everyone, here's the situation. Well basically, it's been such a long time since I played Dragon Age 2 that I've forgotten that during this specific point in the game, this happens. Instead of the cutscene triggering, it just puts you into this infinite loading screen, and the only way to skip it, or to I don't know, remove it, is to do this.
Starkhaven will not submit. I put that idiot Goran Vale into the prince's seat, but the other families won't heed him. I must marry him to Flora and solidify our hold. But I need more power.
I've given you much. Your desires run deep. You've already traded your husband and your children. What more can you offer?
Just in case you couldn't tell what was going on, what I did was pressing escape, which usually skips a line or a cutscene where Hawke isn't involved in at all. And there you go. Cutscene fixed. I don't know why that happens, but there it is. So, alright. Going back into character now. So, what's the going rate?
At the Blooming Rose, 50 silver's standard for a whore.
You'll hardly find my services standard.
Oh?
Who is this? Who are you? How did you get here? Sebastian.
You were my mother's friend. How could you murder her?
Such an ugly word. I prefer remove the only obstacle between her and her dreams.
This was your idea.
I could create such desires if I wished, but it's far easier to nurture those that already exist. The desire for power is easy to find. You and your friend both possess it, do you not? You both wish to rise.
I wouldn't betray my friends.
Not if it meant selling out my family.
How loyal were your friends to you?
Oh.
Everyone has a price. Everyone wants something.
Do not listen to her.
Oh, such a pious soul, masking so much ambition. Are you so different from my lady? You yearn for the same lands, the same power.
I am the rightful heir. She is a usurper and murderer.
You swore to put aside worldly goods and ambitions, but they couldn't stop you from wanting them.
Well, I mean, she has a good point there, Sebastian. What can you say in regards to that? But I don't know if I point that out, whether I, anger Sebastian or not. Oh. Alright. That's a good point.
You and Lady Harimann are fighting for the same thing, aren't you?
Regaining my birthright is hardly the same as stealing it from another.
But you want it. You had resigned yourself to letting your brother rule. Yet now, that seat glitters before you. You've always wanted it. You needn't deny it any longer. All you have to do is kill anyone in your way.
Does that mean we're fighting now? Oh. I see. I shall summon my loyal Mbare.
Get back!
There we go.
We stand.
Yeah. Stay down.
Let us return to the Chantry. I must pray for Lady Harimann's soul.
Sebastian, I am so sorry is such an inadequate word. When I think what Mother made us do, what those creatures made us do.
We were friends, Flora.
It was like a cloud came down on me. All I could feel or think was what the demon allowed.
What happened to the veils?
Did your mother order the attack on Sebastian's family?
She did. You know Mother, Sebastian. She was always jealous of your parents. The demon twisted that until it was all she could think of. She was determined to seize Starkhaven for herself.
And how did the demon get here?
Was your mother a mage? How did she find this demon? We've never had magic in our line. Perhaps that made Mother too confident. She thought she could deal with the demon and not fall prey to it.
Right. It is demons who should be feared, not mages.
Those ruins there were unearthed when we expanded the house. Mother found the demon inside. I think she had signed her bargain before we even knew.
Well, all of that doesn't matter now. The demon is dead.
They're all dead. Your mother, too.
My mother has not existed for some time. What died today was only a puppet of the demon. If it takes every last coin my family owns, I will make reparations to everyone we've wronged. Starting with you, Sebastian. We weren't the only ones vying for Starkhaven. If you face more opposition, you have my support.
It will not make up for what happened.
No, that's true.
I'll tell you when I need you.
Alright then.
I had hoped prayer might cleanse me of the Desire Demon's touch, but I still hear her voice so clearly. I feel like I've bathed in filth that will never come off.
Well, you just need to scrub it a little bit and it'll go away.
Wash behind the ears. Evil usually gets stuck there.
The demon didn't lie. I used to be bitterly jealous of my brother. I wanted to be prince. Now everything he had is mine. And he lies in ashes. I keep asking myself, do I want this because it's right? Or simply to have what I never thought I could?
Never thought you could.
Aren't you your parents' heir?
I'm the youngest son of 3. My parents were rather traditional. They wanted the heir and the spare, and I was left in the cold. They put me in the chantry to prevent my competing with my brothers.
Oh, so you didn't join by choice.
You seem very dedicated to the chantry. You were put there against your will?
At first. But it was the best thing that could have happened. I was a wild boy, a shame to my family. The chantry made me a man. It's odd. When I wanted to rule, I would have been terrible at it. Now that I might be decent, I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
Well, I think in these type of situations, you just listen to your heart.
It's the wisdom not to want power that lets you use it wisely.
You didn't feel what that demon stirred in me. It cannot be right to lead any army to Starkhaven with such doubt in my heart. I owe you more than I can say, Hawke. I will offer my service to you here before I move on.
Oh, sounds fun.
Killing a few hundred more bandits ought to help you make up your mind.
You do have a unique way of working out your inner struggles, Hawke. Enough of this. I will make no decision today.
Alright.